You know it's Strike Force, baby.
Yeah, you can't finesse the finesse. No, you can't finesse the finesse. No, you can't finesse the finesse. No, you can't finesse the finesse. Ooh.
What's up, people? Today we're gonna try to do, well, probably take me more than just today, but we're gonna try to turn these Poison Pro Star Retro 5s into some matte black 5s because I really don't like how these look, and I'm not trying to sell them for like $100 because the prices dropped. So I think I saw somebody did a matte black. I think I'll like it. Figure I'll dive right in with a dead stock pair and see if I can't fuck it all the way up. All right, getting right into it though. First thing we gotta do, of course, is take out these laces. Okay, now as you can see, we got the laces out of both of the sneakers. Just to show you basically what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be turning everything that's white, even the sole here, we're gonna turn it black. Oh, this white part here black, this white part here black. Keep everything else basically the same. The upper tongue will stay gray with the speckle, and we're gonna give it a matte finish like a factory Nike leather finish. Of course, all our paints and all our deglazers, everything, shout out to Angelus. You can reach him at angelus.com. Get you some good prices on some great paint. So, first thing we gotta do, get you some cotton swabs or cotton balls. And we're gonna go around all this white leather, get it ready to be painted with the Angelus leather preparer and deglazer. Even though they're brand new, if they weren't brand new, I would want to come in with the cleaner, throw them down real good, clean them real good with your brush and your cleaner. But they're dead stock, I could skip that step. Go right to the deglazer. I'm gonna keep this sole the same color, so I'm really trying not to hit this. But as far as all the white leather and everything else, I'm gonna be hitting all this real good, getting that factory gloss and finish off of that. Okay, we finished deglazing the sneakers. You probably couldn't tell from that little clip, but I did make really sure to get right next to the midsole without touching the midsole. If you hit it with a deglazer, it will take the paint right off of the midsole. So if you're not planning on repainting it, you want to try to really stay away from that. Next step we're gonna do, we're gonna mix our paint. We're not looking for a high gloss, we're looking for a matte black. So what I'm gonna do, got my little mixing jars. I got duller, we got the duller, and we got the black. What we're gonna do is mix the black leather paint with the duller. We're gonna put 10% duller into the black paint. I'm gonna pour a little bit out into the jar, but we're gonna end up putting about 10% of the duller into the paint. If you need a scale or anything to get the measurements correct, you might wanna go ahead and do that, or mix it a little bit first and then use a test blotch or something to get the mixture correct. Okay, I got my paint mixed. I went ahead and did a couple little test blotches. The first one was still a little too shiny. The second one is still a little wet, but you can see where it's drying. It's the finish I like, you know, a matte rather than that shiny plastic look. What we're gonna do is just go right ahead, get into painting. We're gonna give it all a very light coat of black. We'll probably end up giving it 2, maybe 3 if it needs it, coats of black, and then we'll do the sole with the leather dye. Actually dye the leather sole and then apply the matte black over it. So we're gonna go right ahead and get started. Actually, what I'm gonna do to make this a little bit easier to dip it, I'm gonna go ahead and pour my mixture of black into one of these containers so I can dip my brush a little easier, make it easier on myself. You wanna make sure you're getting these holes really well along these edges where the white leather, you don't wanna see any of that to be white when you're finished. You wanna make sure to take the time and go in all these little creases and holes where you see white.
I'm with them shooters, ripping the Cobra. Girl, what you doing? Can you come over? I play some music. You bend it over, you bend it over, you bend it over, you bend it over, you bend it over. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band. That's a band, that's a band, that's a band.
As you can see, we got the first layer of black all on that. And you can see I went inside, make sure to get the inside. This part right here, this white cloth, I'm gonna add some water to the paint so it doesn't leave it so stiff, but I'll come back and touch that up. Some of the hardest parts for me were getting this white edge along here where it meets this, even though I could have just painted over this, but I didn't want to. And then of course in the back, getting right up to that Jordan sign, because I'm gonna paint the Jordan sign, not that, I'm gonna paint it a different color red, but I am gonna keep it red. So rather than painting it black and having it painted white and then red later, I just tried to paint around it. But if anybody has any ideas or any suggestions, how to get, like, I could have just painted this black too, but like this white edge coming in around it where it goes in, the leather meets on these edges. A better way to paint those, or is it just slow and steady is the only way? Anyway, I'm gonna let this dry, it's time to second one. I actually have to run out right now, so I'll be back later to get the second one. I'm gonna take my brushes, make sure I wash the brushes with some acetone or with some fingernail polish remover. Okay, we are back. As you can see, we did paint the first one all the way black. A couple places I want to get a little closer. I'm going to come to detail a little better around the Jordan sign. They've both already been prepped. They're ready to go. We're just going to start the first coat on shoe number 2. Okay, so now we got the first coat. I can see we are getting pretty good coverage, so I'm definitely not gonna have to do 3 coats. Getting very careful around the Jordan sign. We're gonna come back and give that a different color red when we're done. You know, smooth strokes coming against the midsole. You don't want to get any on there. And even though I could have painted this, I didn't want to because it's not exactly leather. So these little edges and creases right around here, those were also pretty difficult. But you know, you can see we got a nice first coat on both of them. About to jump into the second coat. After that, we'll get to painting this material and then we'll get to the soles. All right, now we got our second coat of black paint on here, looking pretty factory. Only thing we're gonna do, we're gonna touch up these right next to these Jordan signs in the back. I want to get a little closer to these things, and then we're gonna paint the fabric. I've been using mostly my medium brush the whole time, but right now we're gonna get into the little fine point jammy right here. Even though we will be painting this red again, it'll just be easier to paint it if it's not black, so the red will show up better. So we're gonna take the black right up onto it. Alright, we got the Jordan signs pretty good. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get this white on the tongue here. It's fabric, so we're not gonna use straight up paint. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take the same paint we've been using, mix with the duller. We're just gonna mix it with a little water. I already did this earlier, so it's already mixed down, but you just want to dilute it with some water so it doesn't become stiff. Now we can paint the tongue. Alright, now we got our fabric all painted all the way up in here. I even went inside a little bit down into where, as far as you can see, a little bit more on the straps. But anyway, the last little thing, like I was saying earlier, I want to do is turn this little Jordan color, more of a color like this on the side. It's like a neon red. So I got the Angelus Neon Rio Red. And I'm just going to try to hit this little Jumpman in the back up real quick before we jump to the sole. Alright, we got the nice little Jordan in a neon red. I don't know if you can see on camera, it make much of a difference, but now it's, you know, nice and glowing. So you can see it in the club. Jumpman jumping over the Yeezys in the club. Next thing we're gonna do, washed up my brushes, we're gonna switch it up now. We're gonna do this toe part here, just the white part. We're gonna do black. What do y'all think? Leave a comment. Should I have left them, should I leave them white like they are now? Just lace them up and rock them? Maybe, but I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna paint them black. To do this, we're not gonna use that regular paint we use for the leather. We're gonna use jet black leather dye from Angelus. We're gonna go ahead and dye these. And then I might paint over the top of the dye. We'll see how it looks when it dries, but I don't know yet. Let's go on ahead. Paint up these soles, baby. Alright, we got the soles dyed up. Like I was thinking, they're a lot more glossy than I wanted. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the same paint we used on the leather. I'm gonna paint back over this leather dye. Only reason we dyed it because it's gonna be walked on, and it's supposedly supposed to be better on the soles from what I've heard. So I went ahead and used that as a kind of like a primer. And I'm gonna go ahead and paint this over with that. The only other thing we got left that I see white, we got this little triangle over here. We never deglazed that in the beginning because I didn't want to take any of the paint off anywhere else. So we're gonna go back to our deglazer bottle. This time I'm just gonna use a Q-tip. Make sure I get it right where I want it. Squeeze out that excess. I'm gonna go ahead and deglaze just this little triangle right here. All right, we're back. As you can see, we went ahead and painted the matte black on the toes with that shiny polish. For the inside patch here, I tried this color. I tried mixing a little red with it to try to match the color of this. It wasn't matching. I wasn't liking how it was looking, so I went ahead and just blacked that out also. That's basically it. We got everything black. We wanted to get black. For our last step, put our finisher on it. For this, I'm using a matte finish. I don't want a high gloss. So we're gonna apply this the same way we apply the paint, with just light coats, very light coats. Spread it out very, very thin. I'll probably do like 2 coats of this on these. You know, just like the paint. Just be, you know, very slow, very, very thin coats, and go ahead and paint right over everything that we just painted. Well, there y'all have it. Here's our finished product. The only thing I can say is the finisher is supposed to be a matte finisher, but in my opinion, this is a semi-gloss, if not a gloss. Like, I like the look that it had before I put the finisher on it. I don't know if there's something I could do to change that. Maybe add more of the duller to the paint beforehand, or I don't know if adding duller to the finisher is a thing, or if that's something you could do. But anyway, besides that, I'm pretty happy with how they came out. You know, we're looking at the black. You can compare the two. Which one you like better? How they come out? Should we have left them alone? Should we have tried a different color? If you think a different color would be better, I'm gonna be doing these next. Why don't y'all leave me a comment? Tell me what I should paint these. Whoever gets the most likes on which color they think I should paint these, we're gonna paint these up next. Try a little something different. I'm still looking for a more of a matte finish when I go with these. On these, keep in mind, I'm probably gonna keep the soles white because I really don't know. We'll see how these hold up as far as walking. If the black will hold up on the bottom, or if you didn't see the soles, there's the soles. Until I know for sure how that's gonna hold up, I'm probably gonna keep the sole white. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, leave some comments. What do y'all think? How'd they come out? Subscribe, we got a lot of new videos coming out, a lot of unboxings, a lot of new sneaker previews, probably do some more customs, see what we got. It's a new channel, new year, we starting off fresh. Thank everybody who's already subscribing, who's already following the channel, who's already in tune with what we're doing. I hope we could just make it a great year. Please subscribe, please comment. We read the comments, we trying to make this channel for y'all, so let's do it.